We're tracking plenty more sunshine across much of central Missouri, which is going to be leading to a higher UV index. So going to be a better day to be out and about doing a little bit of tanning, but also going to want to have that sun protection on hand just because we're going to be at a level 9, which means that sunburn time going to be about 20 minutes or less. Now, with that sunshine, we're also going to be tracking warmer temperatures into the region. By 3 p.m., back towards the 80-degree mark, some areas down to the south, such as Jefferson City and Lake of the Ozarks, going to be reaching it this afternoon. Looking at 79 degrees, kind of plateauing by 6 p.m., 79 degrees, and we're pulling our temperatures back, cooling down just a tad bit as that sun starts to set. So by 9 p.m., looking at 70 degrees, still seeing mostly clear skies throughout the afternoon and overnight hours. Now, as we start to focus our attention the next several days, we're still going to be tracking higher levels of allergens in the atmosphere. So allergy medication, not a bad idea to have packed away in the bag as you're heading out the door. Now, primary allergens going to be grasses and tree allergens, which is pretty typical for this time of the year. As we start to head off into June and July, a lot of the tree allergens start to pull back, really just start to focus on grass allergens. Now, looking pretty dry into Tuesday, but by Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night, we could see a couple of isolated storms pulling back into the region. That's going to be due to some moisture in the upper atmosphere. By the second half of the week into early portions of this weekend, we're tracking drier conditions as a high-pressure system swings back through. So as we start to head off into Wednesday, chances of isolated storms start to pull in from the southeast. So a lot of it's going to be due to moisture in the upper environment. So that high-pressure system's kicked off to the northeast at this time. But as we start to head off into later portions, it starts to kick back to the southwest, which actually picks up a little bit of moisture and kicks it back towards mid-Missouri. But into Thursday and Friday, we notice what we call a backdoor cold front coming through the region. So typically cold fronts will move from the west to east or southwest to northeast, but you're seeing this fine line in our temperature and moisture gradient. That's going to be that cold front coming back through to the southwest. So it's coming from the northeast down to the southwest, which means we're going to be tracking some drier, but also a little bit of cooler weather as winds will switch out of the east and northeast heading off to the second half of the week. So we're continuously warming back up with winds out of the southeast as we head off into Wednesday. But by Thursday and Friday, that cold front kicks back into play, cools us back down still well above average, up to 80 degrees. Then we start to warm up once again as we head off into this upcoming weekend. But temperatures over the next 6 to 10 days also going to be warmer than average as we're seeing predominant winds out of the southeast once again. A little bit cooler down towards Florida and off to the southwest, down towards the west coast. But here in mid-Missouri, temperatures going to be looking warmer, which is going to be better for people that have been waiting for the pools to warm back up. We're going to be tracking some clear weather, though, as we head off into the second half of the week. Then by early portions of next week, we're going to see some more chances for some isolated showers and storms.